let's talk about that. Like shifting, you're the managing partner at the firm, and you do multiple areas of the law, versus like a lot of firms they'll just go just bankruptcy or just family law or just PI. You know, is it because of the channel, like social, has such a broad audience? Is that why you kind of chose to, have a little bit broader practice areas? What was kind of the thoughts behind that?
Yeah, so Paige is like her love is employment law, so that was a given. We were going to have to figure out a way to do that. And then mine
Mm-hmm.
is PI. I've always loved it. I think that you get to become a mini expert in a bunch of different things and then forget that and then the next case comes. So I that was something that was important to me, but I also know that especially in the St. Louis market, there's 10 million PI attorneys. So we use consumer protection as a little bit of a way to kind of separate ourselves
Mm-hmm.
from that. So people will come in with, a debt collection issue or whatever, and they're quick cases. So I can have them in and out in 2 months, and then now I'm their attorney. And it's kind of a way, same with like people who do traffic tickets. Like you're not making money off the traffic ticket, you're making money off of having somebody trust you as their lawyer and see that you can do their job and you can communicate. So that's kind of where I kind of justify the consumer protection. But I
Mm-hmm.
also get a little bit upset with random injustices. So I'll accidentally sign up a case and be like, yeah, I'm going to go get that person for you. Like, how dare they do that? And then I'm like, wait, am I even going to get any money out of this? Or am I just mad that somebody, got
Mm-hmm.
screwed over by a contractor? So I think part of it is just that I am maybe a little bit petty about that type of stuff, but it does
You
help.
care.
Yeah, and I feel like when people say like I care about injustices, they're talking about like the big overarching civil issues, and I get angry about somebody who, was paid up on their car and it got repossessed, like because it's just something I don't think a lot of people care about. So I get like extra angry for them. So
Mm-hmm.
that kind of went sideways, my answer to that. But consumer protection as a concept is very good to help people become familiar with you and to help them start trusting you. So that hopefully, even if they don't have an employment or a PI issue, they'll tell their friends about us when they do.
This your mindset, I really agree with it, and like it, because it's very similar to Luis Scott over at Bader Scott in Georgia, where he talks about like he's like, I'm okay breaking it even on cases. He's like, because then I'm going to sign cases and then it leads to more referrals, which is a nonlinear equation. So like when you help the tow truck person out, right, and you maybe not make much money, or these consumer protection, but guess what, if they get in an auto accident or they have something terrible, like you're going to be top of mind.
Yeah, and it just makes you feel good about yourself to help them when
Yeah.
no one else can. It's kind of an ego boost to be able to get something fixed for somebody, which so it's not completely business minded. It's a little bit selfish too, I think.
Yeah, no, that's okay, but you got to do stuff that makes you happy.
Yes.
Otherwise it is, work, so to speak. And there's so many cliche quotes about that. I'm not going to go into those. I've probably said some in previous episodes, but um, so how do you look at, okay, so on the other side, it's like, yes, you are catering to the St. Louis market. I'm sure you're putting out content, occasionally that's really, like maybe Easter egging that, at St. Louis, or whether you're at Bush or Central West End or wherever, right?
Yeah.
How do you look at things, because your audience is super wide. Your TAM, your total addressable market, is
Mm-hmm.
huge, and you may get a case in Ohio or California. So what are some of the processes that make that, to where you can refer out, or using, software like Litify or something, or is it really just manually connecting and building those relationships, building that
It's
Rolodex?
so far been manual connections, and somebody, and people are so helpful usually. So if I know somebody in Kansas, and then they'll send me someone up to like Iowa, like there's always somebody who's going to connect you to somebody. You just have to be willing to ask. And I think a lot of people don't want to ask, but the answer is no if you don't ask. So it's like you might as well try. But we have been very lucky with TikTok lawyers. It sounds completely insane. I never thought that I would ever think TikTok was a good place to meet other lawyers, but it's wild. So there's, we have people in California and they just kind of drop into your DM and they're like, I like what you're doing. I have a similar style. And then you slowly can build these friendships online that you can feel comfortable sending people to them because you've suddenly had this whole online relationship with someone you probably won't ever meet. But we've been lucky that we usually are able to connect somebody through personal references. But maybe someday we'll have to expand because that does take up a little bit of time.